So how much money does the average household in the United States actually earn? This is Coffee and Cues with a real estate agent, and today we're going to focus on talking about prosperity as well as poverty, because we definitely need to address and focus on poverty and how to address it, but we also need to fuel that drive by focusing on prosperity. So we're going to kick this off with a discussion about U.S. household incomes and how they break down. Inside of the charts you're going to see today, every income bracket represents 20% of the United States population, measuring according to household. Most households have 1, 2, or 3 people primarily, and very few have 4 or more people in their household. Now, here's where we're going to talk about households that, at least at a bare minimum, can afford their way of life. Now, of course, if you're living in a rural area, your cost of living may be cheaper than if you lived in a major metropolitan area or the suburbs around the major metro areas. So I understand that as I give these numbers, you may be saying that this isn't going to be enough for you personally, but a large portion of the population in Louisiana, for example, is able to exist with $35,000 to $65,000 in income a year. And so this income bracket right here, or the income bracket that if they're not really wise with their money, they probably don't have enough to exist without income for more than a month. Right? So if someone in the household is unable to bring in income in this income bracket, these people are probably going to be struggling to get by month 2 without income coming in. 20% of the US population falls between 65K and 105K in annual income. So if you're one of those people listening to this, or maybe you're somebody who wants to get there, one of the major ways that you can get there is multiple streams of incomes, getting the right types of certifications, putting yourself into spaces where you can network and communicate, because a lot of the difference between one income bracket and the next is what I just said: access, having access, right? In the city of New Orleans and throughout the state of Louisiana, one program that is focusing on giving more access to economic opportunity is Career Immersion Leadership Institute. I've actually worked with them for 5 years, and this year I have 3 of their interns working with me. These are fantastic young people. 2 of my previous interns still work with me on certain projects because they're on a contract 1099 basis. They both got small businesses. They're making some extra money on the side of everything else that they're doing as students and young professionals. Same through with these 3 interns I'm working with now. And so the reason I'm mentioning that is because the biggest gap between living less than what you need to not only sustain and also be a furthering of your community around you, the barrier is access. And organizations like Career Immersion give access to driven, talented people who are just needing that little extra boost and an introduction to that opportunity. That's one of the ways that people making 65K and over can continue to further that opportunity. Reach out to folks who are making less than you and utilize their talents. Bring them in, bring them to the table to build your business, to build your company, wherever you're employed, whether self-employed or not. Bring in people from a broader spectrum besides just the people that you know next door.